This video is going to include some tips and suggestions on working on kicking over into wheel, usually from handstand. Hopefully you have a pretty good handstand base because that will control your kick over into wheel. But you don't necessarily have to have that strength in handstand, but these are just some tips that help me. First off, you want to make sure that your wrists and arms are nice and stretched and warmed up, because there will be a bit of stretching going on. Obviously also you want to make sure that your back is nice and warm and open. I really like to roll on my exercise ball to help open up my upper back and my lower back. Just kind of hanging out. If you don't have a ball, a yoga wheel is also good. One of the reasons I like the ball is because there's more surface and more of a height for your back to stretch out and warm up. The shoulders are also important to be warmed up as well. And another thing that a lot of people don't think about during wheel or kicking over in a wheel is the flexibility of the quads and the hip flexors. So one stretch that I would suggest doing to help warm up and open up your hip flexors, if you have an exercise ball, or you could do this with a chair or whatever, would be to lean forward on the ball and open up your chest while leaning forward. So this is actually working two things at once, working your hip flexor, and you're opening up your shoulders and your upper back with cactus arms. So I'm going like this and then lean back. So it's a good opener. The other side. So I'm kind of lunging forward, leaning forward on the ball. Gives you a nice solid stretch without having to worry about the strength or balance of the lunge. So again, lean forward and then open up the shoulders and the back. So do those exercises to kind of warm up. After you've warmed up, you're feeling good, the next part is working on the wheel, or the kick over from the wheel. So some suggestions that I would make are as follows. So you're up in your handstand in a second. Okay, one thing that people do a lot of times, if I can get up, in their handstands is to kind of just fall over. You kind of just are blindly letting yourself fall over. That's not what you want to do. You can hurt yourself, you can pull something. So what you want to do in order to control your kick over is this. Okay, so I'm in kind of that bow and arrow shape. Okay, what's really important is to kind of push into your shoulders before you fall over. If you've ever practiced a hollow back, you're kind of doing that sort of shape, or you're doing that movement. You're puffing out your chest almost. So I'm leaning in to my shoulders through my chest. And as I lean forward, oh, that was almost my first stand-up. You lean forward, that will help you to fall, have your legs fall more safely. A lot of times, what I see people do when they're practicing this at first, they're kind of just, they're not really pushing up through their chest, or pushing out through their chest, pushing off through the ground. They're kind of just falling. opening up your chest as you're doing this transition will help set your chest and your shoulders and your upper back. It will help set you up for the wheel. Now the second part is being conscious of what your legs are doing. It's kind of hard when you're upside down because you don't really know where your legs are. You need to try to make sure that once you get into that bow and arrow shape and you're pushing through, to keep your legs not exactly tucked in, but you don't want to kick your legs out as you're falling. Because you will definitely slip out of it and you'll hit your butt on the ground. So see, as I'm pushing out, I'm bringing that leg in, not really exactly tucking, but just, I did it! Keeping it closer to your legs, into your butt. If you go like this, where you're not opening up the chest, and you're not keeping your legs tucked, not tucked, I don't want to say tucked because you could tuck and overcompensate and then land on your knees, and you don't want to do that either. But you want to keep them controlled and engaged slightly in towards your body, because otherwise those legs will slip back. Now, if the whole transition or kicking over into wheel is new for you, you can always use a couch, or in this case I have couch cushions to kind of assuage your fear or reduce your fear. So, say you're in your handstand, practice really pushing through your shoulders. And then you don't have so far to go when you land over. You can also do this against a wall, just to practice the pushing through and opening up through the shoulders. So again, getting that bow and arrow shape. Bow and arrow shape, push. There you go. Practice that, and once you start getting comfortable at that height, you can go to the next level down. I'm about 2 feet from the edge of the cushion. Start with that bow and arrow shape. Push through your shoulders, bend, and then you got that cushion to catch. Sorry, just messing around. Yeah, after you get the 2 cushions, go down to 1 cushion. And again, practice opening up through your shoulders, pushing through the ground, and then bringing that foot in. Don't let the foot flip out.